Hello, dear students. Welcome to Introduction to Nanoscience and Nanotechnology lecture number 28. I am Dr. Pervaiz Ahmad. In these lectures, we will have a discussions on the applications of nanoscience and nanotechnology. The key point that we will deal with to answer the question, and the question is that how might nanoscale science and engineering improve our lives? We will have to put lights on the sort of the question that I already mentioned. That is, we have to do the discussions on how might nanoscale science and engineering improve our lives. So let's proceed towards today's lectures. In first sections, we will just have a general discussions on the common point that is potential impact of nanotechnology. So nanotechnology has potential impact, that is we have materials, and that material can be utilized as stain resistant clothes. Along with that, there are many we can do with that sort of the material that we will discuss in detail in the coming slide. Uh, we can utilize the materials in healthcare, that is we can have chemicals and biological sensors, drug and delivery devices. Just like I mentioned, we will have detailed discussions on these points in the coming slide. We will discuss about the impact of nanotechnology on uh, with regard to the better data storage and computations. We will discuss that how nanotechnology impact the data storage capacity. And the computation. How the data storage capacity has been improved with the help of the nanomaterials. Along with that, we will have a discussions on the effect of the nanomaterial or nanotechnology on the environment. So we will have to have a look on how nanotechnology or nanomaterial provide us a clean energy or clean air, and we will have to justify that with the example from everyday life. Here you can see we have the example of different nanomaterial. That is, we can have thin layers of gold that are being used in tiny medical devices. We have carbon nanotubes that can be used for hydrogen fuel storage. And when it comes to healthcare, so it's possible delivery, possible entry point for the nanomedical devices. So let's proceed towards the detailed discussions. That is, first we have to start from the material. That is, we mentioned on the previous slide that stain resistance. So stain resistant cloth is, so what is the concept? So the concept is we have nanofibers create cushions of air around fabric. That is the example. We utilize as a stain resistant cloth is uh, for that purpose, we have nanofibers. Nanofibers create cushions of air around the fabric. Uh, what it means that we have 10 nanometer carbon vesicles bound with the cottons. So when bound in the cotton, so it's act like peach fuzzy, many liquid rolls up. Means we have uh, 10 nanometer carbon vesicle, and these vesicles is bound with the cottons. So as a result, with it bound with the cotton, so it act like fuzz, and many liquid rolls up. So here you can see more clearly. Just like you can have this out of the fiber cloth is the caution that I mentioned here. So we have here you can clearly observe we have nano pants that refuses to stain. So liquid beds up and roll up. And along with that, you can more clarify your concept of that type, that is stain resistant cloth is. So you can have here, we have nanocare fabric. This is an example of nanocare fabric. uh, so nanocare fabrics with water. So cranberry juice, here we have water, cranberry juice, vegetable oil, and mustard. after 30 minutes left and wrapped up with the wet paper towel. So after that, you will have this kind of the backup. I mean, you have all these materials. You put it up. You put these material and nanocare fabric for 30 minutes, and after that, you just wrap with the cotton. So you will left with this clean material. So this is how with the nanomaterials or with the nanotechnology we can create stain resistant cloth. We can also utilize materials, to build the paint that doesn't chip. So what it means, that we can design protective nano paint for the car. What will be the uses of that sort of the protective nano paint for the car? So the beautiful and I think the good use of that sort of the paint for the car will be that water and it will be water and dirt repellent. So it will repel dirt and water, so one won't need to clean again and again their car from dirt and from dirty water, etc. So it will be clean automatically. So uh, once you have that protective nano paint for your car, so water, it's repellent for water and dirt, and along with that resistant to chipping and scratches. The key problem for, if you buy a new car or you have a Mercedes, so if you don't have that sort of protective nano fan, so the most dangerous thing or the most disturbing thing for one is that, especially for runner, is that the scratches. If you find scratches on your car, so it's very bad impression for you, even mentally or economically. So when you have a protective nano fan for the car, so be remember that it's resistant to chipping and scratches. So that's why majority of the Mercedes that nowadays come is protected with the nano paint. So it's tougher, shiner, and again it's resistant to chipping and scratches. So along with that, with the resistant to chipping and scratches, uh, nano paints also provide a brighter colors. So it enhances gloss for your car. So in the future, could change color and self-repair. In the future, the scientists that are working on to further improve the performance or the performance of the nano fan. So it's possible that in future we might have color, we might have paint that will automatically change the color, and along with that, let's suppose some damage occur to the paint or to the cover that's been put on your car, so that will have the capability to self repair, just like we have the concept of self assembly in the nanotechnology. So with the nanotechnology or nanoscience, we can also protect the environment, uh, just like we given the concept for fanning your car, or the concept of nano fan. So we have the fan for the building as well. We have paint that clean air. Uh, so what is that and how we justify this concept? So here you can see that we have building, and these building will be utilized as air purifiers. So how is that? Let's have discussions. So we have nano fans that is being put on buildings, so that could reduce pollutions. So this sort of the concept, without further purification, is giving a sense that is almost disturbing for the newcomer in nanoscience and nanotechnology. So how is that possible? So here we have a good example of that. An example of that is we can utilize uh, a nano paint. We can utilize nanoparticles. What is the sort of the nanoparticles? The sort of the nanoparticle that we can utilize for this purpose, that is to clean air, is titanium dioxide nanoparticles. So there is something very excellent linked with the titanium dioxide nanoparticle, and it's that when exposed to the ultraviolet light, So what happened to titanium dioxide nanoparticle? Uh, so titanium dioxide nanoparticle has the capacity that when it is exposed to ultraviolet light, uh, so it paints break down organic and inorganic pollutant that wash up in the rain. I mean, this is the characteristic uh, of the titanium dioxide nanoparticles. I mean, we basically design a fan. That fan and consists of titanium dioxide nanoparticles. We put that on a building. So now titanium dioxide nanoparticle that have some characteristic. And characteristic is that when exposed to ultraviolet light, titanium dioxide nanoparticle in the paint break down organic and inorganic pollutant that wash up in the rain. I mean, it's a very simple concept. I mean, we put paint on the building. Now, this paint which we put on the building that contain titanium dioxide nanoparticle. So, when ultraviolet light, I mean, it's put on the titanium dioxide nanoparticle uh, in the paint, so it breaks down organic and inorganic pollutants, and ultimately that broke down pollutant they are being washed up in the air wash up in the air. So that's how it clean the environment, clean for us. So decomposed air pollutant particle like formaldehyde. I mean the example of the decomposed air pollutions particles like formaldehyde. I mean formaldehyde is some sort of decomposed air pollution particles that basically titanium dioxide can deal with if you put them in a pan for the larger size building. Uh, and similarly, we have nanocellular cell for the environment. So what is nano's solar cell? So here you can see that here we have an example of nano solar cell. Solar cell is being made from inorganic nanorod. Uh, Here you can see that it's inorganic nanorod embedded in semiconductor polymers between two electrode. I mean, it's a two electrode. One electrode is here. I mean, here you can see this is the first electrode and this is the second electrode. And here we have the nanorod, the inorganic nanowire that has been sandwiched between the two electrodes. And here we have the glass that is being used for the light to shine. When the light shines, so it come inside. And then we have the rest of the arrangement, just like for the ordinary solar cell. So what it can do for the environment, I mean how we can utilize nano solar cell for providing a clean environment and for getting the energy from the environment. So for that purpose we can have nano solar cell max in plastic could be painted on buses, roof, clothing. So solar become a cheap energy alternative. I mean, you know that solar cell can occupy very, I mean, less space. So we can design a solar cell in a way that it can max in paints, and that paints could be painted on buses, roofs, and clothing. So I mean, it's been mixed with plastic. So it could be painted on the buses or the clothes. So it will become a cheaper energy alternative. And along with that, it can also deal with the I mean, it can also utilize the heating effect, I mean, the solar effect that can otherwise be damaging for the human skins or for some others uh, environmental factors. Uh, when it's come to the technology, so we have a DVD that could hold a millions of movies. I mean, we can just like I mentioned at the start, some of the starting slides, that with the use of nanotechnology, we can increase the data storage capacity on a CVD or a DVD. So with incorporations of the nanotechnology, we can have a DVD that can hold a millions millions movies. So normally, you know that you people are more aware of the fact that normally we have a CD decks and CD decks. Normally we have a single or two movies, but on DVD we have two or three or four movies maximum. But if you utilize the concept of nanoscience and nanotechnology, with that you can build your own DVD that can hold millions movies. Um, and that is the key concept that we can have with the new nanomedia, and that normally made when gold self-assemble and to strap on silicon, has a storage scale and nanometers. So it's unlike the current CD and DVD media, so that have storage scale and micrometer. So uh, the new media that we design with the concept of nanoscience and nanotechnology has a storage scales and nanometer. The old media that's currently being in use is basically design in micrometers, but the new media is being designed in nanometer. So that is 1,000 times more. That has 1,000 times more storage capacity along each dimension. That is length and width. The DVD or CVD that we designed with the concept of nanoscience and nanotechnology, so it increased the capacity up to 1,000 times uh, more than the usual capacity of uh, the ordinary the ordinary CD or DVD that we have. And we remember the 1,000 times is in each dimension. It's in length and width, along with that height and so on. So what it mean? It will mean that we can have million time greater storage capacity and totals. So if we say that we can increase storage capacity, that is 1,000 times in each dimension. So what it mean? It mean that we can have a million time greater storage density and totals. Uh, Nanoscience and nanotechnology can be, it can have many more advantages. That advantages come in building smaller devices and chips. So an example of that is you can see here we have Mona Lisa 8 microns tall, created by AFM nanolithography. So here this is the popular Mona Lisa 8 microns tall, created by AFM nanolithography. And here is the concept that how it's been created with the help of nanolithography by AFM. So here you see it's a molecule that is being transported with the help of AFM tap. So this is the substrate, and this is the AFM tap. So the molecules, these are the molecules, and these molecules are transformed with the AFM tap on the substrate. So transporting molecules to a surface by depth and nanolithography. So that's how the Mona Lisa 8 micron tall is being created by FM nanolithography. Uh, we can also utilize nanoscience and nanotechnology in healthcare. So in healthcare, we can have nerve tissue that talking to the computer. We can design nerve tissues. We can have nanosensor, or we can have devices with the help of which nerve tissue will be able to talk with the computers. An example of that, we have snail neuron groans on a chip that record the neurons activity. So that is an example of this particular purpose. So neuroelectronic network interpair nerve cells with the semiconductors. So the application of this is that when we have uh, neuroelectronic network, so that network interfere nerve cells with the semiconductors. So as a result, we have possible applications of that particular thing, and brain research, neurocomputations, prosthetic and biosensor. This is, the main possible application of, uh, of this concept. If we have uh, snail neuron grown on a chip, if we have a snail neuron that's grown on a chip, so with the help of that, we can record the neuron activity. So once you have this capacity, so with the help of this, we can have neuroelectronic network that interfere with the nerve cell with the semiconductors. So with this, we will have the possible application in brain research, neurocomputations, prosthetic, and biosensor. That's how we can have the communications with the computer. Our nerve cells can have the communication with the computer with the help of these sort of the these sort of the snail neuron grown on the chip. Detecting disease earlier, we can have it's one more spectacular application of nanoscience and nanotechnology in the healthcare, that we can have the capability of detecting the diseases earlier. What we actually do in this regard, so we have quantum dots, and you know that quantum dots is glow and ultraviolet light. If we have quantum dots and we shine ultraviolet light on that, so it glow. So what we do with it, it's been injected in the mice. So after injection, it's been collected and tumors. Uh, it could locate as few as 10 to 1000 10 to 100 cancer cell. So now let me clarify the concept again. We have quantum dots, and you remember that quantum dots, it glows ultraviolet light. So how it detects the diseases for us? So we remember we injected in mice. So these quantum dot, they are being collected in the tumor cell. So once it's collected in the tumor cell, so when we put ultraviolet lights on the mice, it glow inside the mice. So with the help of that, we can locate the cancerous cell, and the capacity, it's ranged from 10 to 100 cancerous cell. So here you can see it. It's the particular quantum dots. Nanometer size crystal that can feel electron and emit photons with submitted to ultraviolet light. And here you can see that they're being injected to the mice. So they automatically then being collected to the tumor cell. So once you put the ultraviolet radiations on these quantum dot, so it's glow. So this glowing is given the sense that here we have the tumor inside the body of the mice. Growing tissue to repair the heart, it's another advantage of nanoscience and nanotechnology and health care. So in this regard, we have nanofibers that help heart muscle grow in the lab. With the help of nanoscience and nanotechnology, we can build artificial muscle in the lab that can help protect your heart. So in that we have filaments that instruct muscle to grow in the orderly way. We have specifically designed filament that specifies instruction just like the neuron do, and the muscles, that instruction made the muscle to grow in orderly way. So before that, fiber grew in random directions. In the absence of these sort of the instructions, these sort of the filament, we have muscles that grow in random directions. But with that, they will grow. The fiber grew, and they will grow in orderly directions. And here you can see that there is cardiac tissues grown with the help of nanofiber filament. In healthcare, by utilizing the nanoscience and nanotechnology, we can grow tissues to repair hearts. And the example of this is we have nanofibers. that helps her muscle to grow and live. And for that we use nanofilament. So that filament basically instruct the muscle to grow in orderly way. And before that, the fiber grew in random directions. In the absence of the filament, the fiber grew in the random direction. So with the filament, we basically provide a way for the tissue to grow in an orderly way. So with this, we can protect our hearts, or we can grow tissue to repair the hearts. So with that, we can protect our hearts by protecting it from the disease. Preventing viruses from infecting us. This is another advantage of healthcare. Uh, we have nano coating over proteins or viruses, so that could stop viruses from binding to cell. So what it mean? It mean that you will never get another cold or flu. Once we have nano coating, that's biocompatible nano coating. So once you have that sort of the coating, so it will protect. It will stop the viruses from binding to the cells. You know that. Uh, if you remember, last time we had a discussion on the viruses. So let me show it again. Here, this is the structure of particular virus. So here you can see that the viruses that have particular this influenza virus, and you said that these viruses, they have the proteins. So with the help of these protein, it links themselves to the organs or with the human tissues. So if we have nano coating, so with the help of nano coating, if we have these nano coating on the proteins, nano coating over the proteins and viruses, so it will stop viruses from binding to cells. If we put this coating over here, so it will stop the viruses from binding to cell. So these are the protein with the help of which is bind to the cell, and one became sick just because of their interaction with the cell. So once we have coating, just like you can see it here, gold tethered to the protein shells of the virus. So if we can do this, so be remember, you will never get another cold or flu again. So you will be secure forever and ever from this sort of the disease. So for more information, you can log into the links that we provided here, that how one can protect themselves from viruses and bacteria with the help of nanocoating. And we can make robots, nano robots, that making repair to the body. We can have nano size robots that we can send inside for many purposes. We can have nano robots. You know that it's some sort of the imaginary concept, but we remember nano size delivery system could break apart kidney stones, clear fluid from blood vessels, peri drugs to tumor cell, etc. And this is somehow, it's still not coming to existence, but it's generally a concept in the nanoscience and nanotechnology. That is, in future we will have nano robots. So that nano robots that will perform different tasks for us, just like we mentioned here. So here you can see different parts of that nano robots, possible different part of that nano robots. So that is there. Here you can see the acoustic relay that is attached to an onboard computer, and computer sends and receive ultrasounds to communicate with the medical team. And here this is pump that remove toxin from the body and dispense drug. And this part is outer shells made of strong chemically inert diamonds. And this part, this one, and along with that, this one and this one. So these are basically these are sensor and manipulators that detect illnesses and perform cell by cell surgery. I mean, it's not only it's not only sensor and but also manipulators that detects illnesses and performs cell by cell surgery as well. And then here you can see that this is how it interacts and how it's do the process with the cell. So that's all we have for this lecture. Hope you enjoy a lot. Stay tuned with the next lecture, that will be lecture number 29. So in that lectures we will deal with some of the concern about nanotechnology. So stay tuned with the next lecture. Till then, bye bye.